In this video, you will learn how to solve this exponential equation using a quadratic formula and also using the factorization method of solving equation. You wonder how? Don't worry, you'll get to see as this video unfolds. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel for more simplified mathematics videos. Now, to solve this, I want you to bear in mind two facts: that 4 to the power of 2 is equal to 16. That's the known fact. And also, from a law of indices, if you have a to the power of x multiplied by the power of y, this can be equal to a to the power of y multiplied by the power of x. That's an inverted exponent. Now let's apply this to see how we'll find solution to this equation. To get the solution to this equation, we're going to apply that expression. If we apply that expression, we'll have 4 to the power of y plus this is going to give us 4 squared multiplied by the power of y, and this will be equal to 272. Great. Now, applying this law of indices to this, we are going to have this equation to now become 4 to the power of y plus 4 to the power of y all to the power of 2 equal to 272. Great. Now let's simplify this further. To simplify this further, we are going to make this in such a way that we were going to have our 4 to the power of y to be equal to, let's make it m. If we have our 4 to the power of y to be equal to m, then that equation will give us m plus m squared, and that will be equal to 272. So, having gotten that, if we rearrange that, you're going to see we'll have a quadratic equation. Rearranging this, we are going to have m squared plus m. Let's subtract 272 from both sides. We'll have minus 272, and then the right hand side will be equal to 0. Great. Now, we have arrived to a quadratic equation. To solve this quadratic equation, we are going to use two methods. The first method we are going to use is the use of the quadratic formula. And then I'll also teach you how to go about solving this same quadratic equation using the factorization method. Now let's get started with the quadratic method. We are going to use the quadratic formula. From the quadratic formula, our m will be equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of, this would be b squared minus 4ac, and this whole thing will be divided by 2 multiplied by a. So if we insert the value of a, which is equal to 1, right, our b equal to 1, and our c will be equal to negative 272. Great. So we are going to insert or substitute these data into the main quadratic formula. So if we substitute that, we'll have our m to be equal to negative 1, right, plus or minus the square root of 1 squared minus 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by negative 272, right? And all these will be divided by 2 multiplied by 1. Great. Now, let's simplify this. As we simplify this, you're going to see the result coming out. This will give us negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 square is 1 minus 4 multiplied by negative 4 multiplied by 1 is going to give us 4, and this will be multiplied by negative 272, right? And this will be divided by 2, because 2 times 1 is what? 2. Great. So we'll have our m from that point. We'll have our m to be equal to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 minus or plus, because minus times plus is going to give us plus. Then 4 times 272 is going to give us 1088 divided by 2. Great. So let's simplify. If we simplify that, we'll have our m to be equal to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of, this whole thing will give us 1089, right? Which is a perfect square, divided by 2. So that will give us our m to be equal to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 1089 is going to give us 33. And this will be divided by 2. So what will our value of m be? The value of m will be equal to minus 1 plus 33 divided by 2, or it can still be equal to minus 1 minus 33 divided by 2. So our m will be equal to minus 1 plus 33 is going to give us 32 divided by 2, or we'll have this to be equal to negative 34 divided by 2. Great. So our m from those two parameters will be, m will be equal to 32 divided by 2 is going to give us 16, or our m is going to be negative 34 divided by 2 is going to be 17. So the two values for m is m equal to 16 or minus 17. Now recall that from the initial part of that equation, we said our 4 to the power of m of y is equal to m. So if we bring that over here, we are going to see that 4 to the power of y is equal to m. So looking at those two equations, 4 to the power of y will be equal to 16, right? Or we'll have our 4 to the power of y to be equal to negative 17. Now let's solve this right hand side first before the other one. Now for every value of y equal to negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and on, this side will be always positive, right? While this other side will always remain negative. Now mathematically, positive can never be equal to negative. As a result of that, we are going to neglect this solution. Now on this other side, we have our 4 to the power of y to be equal to, this can be 4 to the power of 2, because 4 to the power of 2 is equal to 16. Now recall that law of indices. When you have same base, a to the power of x equal to a to the power of y, what will you have? Because we have same base, our x will be equal to y. So from this we can deduce that since we have same base over here, then our y will be equal to 2. So the value of y equal to 2 is the solution that truly satisfies that exponential equation. Now I want to give you a task, but before I give you that task, I want to go ahead to see how, or to show you how you can solve this quadratic equation using the factorization method, in case you don't want to use the quadratic formula. Now, what was the quadratic equation given? From that quadratic equation, we are given that m squared plus m minus 272 is equal to 0. Now to solve this using the factorization method, all you simply need to do is to find the factors of 272. And when you find the factors of 272, 2 will go in 272 to give us 272 divided by 2 will give us 136, right? 2 can still divide 136 to give us 68, right? Right? Then 2 can still divide 68 to give us 34, right? And 2 can still divide, 33 can still divide by 2 to give us 17. And when you divide 17 by 17, you have 1. So we have two values. 17 multiplied by all these values. 2 times 2 will give us 4. 4 times 2 will give us 8. 8 times 2 will give us 16. So what does that tell us? 16 multiplied by 7 can be equal to 272. Great. So having gotten that, all we need to do is to do something. And what is that? We are going to find the values such that when we multiply such values, we are going to find two values. When we multiply such values, we'll have 7272. And then when we add such two values, we are going to have a negative m, just as we have a positive m, just as we have here. So let's look at those two values. We've already gotten those two values, and those two values are 17 and what? And 16. Now ask yourself, what sign are you going to put in between 17 and 16 in order to get negative 272 when multiplied and positive 1 when added? If we put a sign of positive to 17, because 17 is greater than 16, we are going to have a positive 1, right? And then we'll assign a negative sign to 16. So what are we going to have? Positive 17 multiplied by negative 16 will give us a negative 272, and positive 17 plus negative 16 will give us a positive 1. So positive 17 and negative 16 are the two values. So we can simply insert them into the quadratic expression. So let's find the solution. That quadratic expression will now give us, we have m squared plus m minus 272, and this is equal to what? 0. So we'll have m square plus 17m minus 16m, right, minus 272, and this will be equal to 0. Great. Now if you simplify this further, what will you have? You have m common here. We'll have m plus 17. If you expand this, you're going to have the same parts. So this will give us negative 16, and this will be m plus 17, and this will be equal to 0. Great. So we have two common terms. M plus 17 is common, right? We'll bring it out, and then we'll have m minus 16 is common. We'll bring them out, and this will be equal to 0. So we have m minus 16 and m plus 16. So we'll have m plus 17 to be equal to 0, and then we'll have m minus 16 to be equal to 0. From this point, if we subtract 17 from both sides, we are going to have m to be equal to negative 17. And from this side, if we add 16 to both sides, we'll have m to be equal to 16. So you see, m can be equal to, as we got earlier on, negative 17 and positive what? 16. These are the two values of what? Of m that are assigned to that solution. So from here, you can insert the value of m as we did to have your solution as y equal to 2. So what is the task I want to give to you? Inside the value of y equal to 2, which is the solution to that exponential equation we've gotten over there, all you need to do is confirm if the solution to these two values will give us 272. If it does, then you know our solution, which is y equal to 2, truly satisfies this exponential equation given to us. I know you did enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel for more simplified mathematics solution. Remember to also share this video with friends and colleagues. Thanks so much for watching, and bye-bye for now.